Little demo to start the video today. All right, guys, let's get to it. So, weeding through the comments, and which all were great comments, by the way. Man, I have some good followers on here because I don't have a lot of like dislikes on my videos, which is awesome to you guys. So for like the 4 people that watch my videos, y'all awesome. But I chose this comment today to kind of touch on because somebody wanted to know alternatives to running C-Max, and I guess because of the C-Max really do the best at 16 volt. And there are a few options out there, and right now C-Max cells are getting really hard to find. I look all the time at C-Max, and honestly, if I find a bank that's priced good, I'd probably buy it, just for spare, you know. But alternatives to C-Max, Yinlong. I've been really impressed with Yinlong. That's what I have in the wife's daily driver. I have a little 40 amp hour bank, and sadly I have a bad cell in there because some mornings she'll go outside to start the car and it'll be down to 8 volt. Some mornings it'll be still at like 14, and when she turns the radio up, the voltage drops really quick. So I know there's a bad cell in there somewhere. But God, I mean, they've been around for years, you know. They have actually sit in my house for like a year and a half at one point, not being used, charged, or anything, and they're a great cells. So I'd highly recommend Yinlong. I know that like Excess Power says that they have LTO cells, and what they're doing is they're buying Yinlong, taking the blue heat shrink off of them and putting their own on it and jacking the price up. I mean, I don't really think that's cool, but whatever, you know, I mean, they're trying to do their own thing. But Yinlong would be a good one. Headway cells would be another one. They're not nowhere near as strong as the Yinlong, but they're a lot cheaper. And I know that Battery Hookup has had Headway cells for years pretty cheap. And I believe that you can buy like a bank of Headway cell that's 24 volt. And they already come with little bars on them that you just have to, I think, cut one bar. And you can bolt everything right back together into a 12 volt bank. So that'd be another really good, inexpensive option. And I know that, I think his name's Parker DeChili. He's got a YouTube channel on here. Half of you probably watch him too. He has done a video on headways that he actually like made 2 big banks inside of like a battery box. So that'd be a good video to watch if you're wanting to build a lithium battery, you know, that isn't C-Max. And then like lithium cells, I don't know a whole lot about them. I've heard they're really good cells also. I think I pronounced that right. Lithium. They're the little green cells, and they're another good option. What I would do, if you want to know more about all these, there's like a DIY lithium car audio group on Facebook. I'm a member of that group, and I creep it from time to time to try to find deals on batteries and everything. And there are a lot of guys on there. Like last night, I wound up sending a guy a friend request because I do need another cell for my wife's car, and probably to add another 40 amp hour bank to her car. And one of the guys, like somebody was asking about Yinlong in there, and they're like, they tagged the guy and they're like, he's the Yinlong plug and he can get them way cheaper than everybody else. So man, I'm gonna send this guy a friend request because I need more Yinlong. So anyway, you can find a lot of dealers on there, and that deal in certain things. It's like for a while, I know my buddy Walt Johnson was selling the lithium cells. So you can find a lot of good info in some of the groups. Just remember, half of what you read in some of these groups, so over half, is like just bull crap. But you can find a lot of plugs or hookups for a lot of different things in the groups. But yeah, if you don't want to up your voltage, you know, a lot of cars don't like it. Like my wife's car, it freaks out at 16 volt. I ran it at 16 volt, and it would definitely, like, all her lights, once she hit 16, every light in the dash would come on. The car ran fine, so we really didn't worry about it. I mean, we were beating it to death with bass anyway. But for those of you that do want to get your voltage up on a lot of cars that handle it, I do have a video on here about how to add a diode to up your voltage to the alternator. It's one of my most watched videos on here, one of the first videos I put up. And I did, my wife's car, it's a Ford Edge. It's hard to find an alternator for that car. I still have a stock alternator on that car. And just tricking the alternator with a diode, her voltage, I mean, right now it charges at 15 with the in-long. And that's, I think I got 2 diodes in it right now. So that stock alternator, the diode trick does work on a stock alt. And it basically works on cars that are PCM controlled, which means the computer for the car controls the voltage. Ford had some weird stuff going on. They had what they called a smart charge. And even with the diodes in her car, some days it doesn't want to charge like at all. It'd only put out like maybe 13, 9, 14 volts, even with the diodes in there. And what I have to do is to get it to start charging, we'll either turn the car off and start it back up and it'll charge fine, or turn the headlights on. And AC, you know, you got to like put a load on the alternator and then it'll start charging really high. And there ain't nothing wrong. It ain't from the diode or anything. It's just Ford Smart Charge. From what I read, they designed them alternators to like charge a little higher if the alternator gets real hot, because temperature will affect it. So depending upon the temperature outside that the car senses, it'll affect the alternator charging. And there's just a lot of weird stuff going on with it. But a lot of the newer cars, it might not just be Ford. You know, a lot of the newer cars are like that. I've known guys that had Toyota cars, and even with a bigger alternator on them, they play hell getting them things to charge. One, I think, like my buddy's got a Scion, and that little motor in that car, it just has a hard time at idle turning like a 320. Like that 320 is stressing the engine at idle. And then if he tries to rev it up, you know, they only have a belt like yay wide. He'll get real bad belt squeal. But that's like just a Toyota and Scion thing with them little bitty motors. I'd imagine Honda's probably the same way. But anyway, those are some good cell options for you. Definitely do your research before purchasing cells. Like a yin-long bank, if you're just doing one bank of yin-long, it's really easy to buy aluminum and make your own bus bars. But like with me gonna try to add another bank to my wife's 40 to make an 80, I think Jim's Machine Works, they have really good deals on pre-made bars for like different size banks of yin-long. I'm sure you can find them for Headway, but like I said, battery hookup, they sell a big pack of Headway that already comes with bars that you just got to reconfigure it into like 12 volt. And there's plenty of videos online how to do that, so I'm not going to touch into that. But lithium's another good cell, and just do your research, buy a good cell, and you'll enjoy that lithium life. It is a lot better. Everybody have a great day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not. Turn on notifications, and thank you for supporting the independent nobody in the car audio world. Peace out. Have a good day. Bass on.